In this video, we will be discussing the vital roles and responsibilities of Audit Committee members in municipalities. We will start by explaining what an Audit Committee is and why it's so crucial. We'll also cover the legislation that mandates municipalities to establish an Audit Committee, highlighting its significance. Next, we'll explore the key requirements needed for someone to step into an Audit Committee role. Then, we'll take a look into the responsibilities that audit committees must fulfill to help municipalities function smoothly and transparently. Finally, we will wrap up with some valuable tips on how audit committee members can enhance their performance. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is an audit committee? According to the National Treasury Guidelines for Audit Committees, it states that an audit committee is an independent committee constituted to review and oversee governance, control, and risk management within the municipality or the municipal entity, established in terms of Section 77 of the Public Finance Management Act, known as the PFMA, or Section 166 of the Municipal Finance Management Act, known as the MFMA. The purpose of an audit committee is to provide valuable guidance to the municipal council, political leaders, the accounting officer, and the management team of the municipality or municipal entity on relevant issues related to governance, financial control, and risk management. According to Section 166 of the MFMA, it is mandatory for every municipality or municipal entity to have an audit committee in place. This section ensures that these committees are not just in name, but are required to meet regularly to execute their critical functions effectively. Now, let's take a closer look at the requirements needed to become a member of the Audit Committee. There are some criteria that the committee and individuals must meet. The committee must consist of at least 3 members who are not employed by the municipality or the municipal entity. These members are appointed by the municipal council. 1 member is designated as the chairperson of the committee. No sitting councillors are allowed to join the committee, and to ensure fresh perspectives, no individual can serve more than 2 consecutive terms. That is a total of 6 years. These guidelines ensure that the audit committee remains independent, focused, and effective in its role. Now, let's dive into the crucial roles and responsibilities of the Audit Committee. The Audit Committee has a broad scope of duties that spans several key areas within the municipal framework. These include internal and external audit, risk management, performance management, combined assurance, financial information, internal control, compliance, and information communication technology. Let's start with one of the most important areas, internal audit. The internal audit function must report directly to the Audit Committee, ensuring clear lines of accountability. This includes the Audit Committee's role in reviewing and approving the risk-based annual plan for internal audit. The committee is also involved in personnel matters, from participating in the hiring process, performance reviews, and also overseeing the termination of the Chief Audit Executive if necessary. In addition, the Audit Committee also has to review and approve the Internal Audit Functions Charter, setting the foundation for the audit's scope and authority. The committee must also address any accounting or auditing issues flagged by the internal audit function, carefully analyzing audit report findings and recommending corrective actions. A key responsibility of the Audit Committee is to ensure the implementation of external audit recommendations, with the internal audit function taking the lead in executing those actions. According to Treasury Regulations 3.1.14 and 27.1.11, if an internal audit report implicates the accounting officer or authority members in fraud, corruption, or gross negligence, the Audit Committee chairperson must report it to the relevant executive authority. These are just a few of the critical responsibilities that the Audit Committee must manage in order to maintain transparency, accountability, and good governance within the municipality. Next, let's talk about risk management. If there is no separate risk management committee in place, the Audit Committee takes on these important responsibilities. These duties include evaluating the level and effectiveness of risk management integration inside the municipality, reviewing and recommending the risk management policies, strategies, and implementation plans for approval by the accounting officer or the accounting authority, informing the accounting officer or accounting authority of the current state of risk management and provide recommendations to address any deficiencies that the committee has identified. Now, let's shift the focus to external audit, often referring to the audits conducted by the Auditor General of South Africa. It's best practice for the Audit Committee to meet with the external auditors during the planning phase of an audit to address any potential concerns. During the audit process, the committee should also be ready to act on any issues raised by the Auditor General in the final audit report, ensuring those concerns are communicated effectively to the Council. The Audit Committee should conduct a thorough review of both management and audit reports during meetings with the external auditor present to answer any questions that may arise. Additionally, Audit Committee members should be available to advise the accounting officer and senior management on actions to take when significant audit-related issues are identified. These steps help ensure that the municipality remains accountable, transparent, and proactive in its risk management and audit processes. The Audit Committee's scope of execution towards financial reporting includes the following: reviewing accounting policies and the financial statements, as well as understanding and interpretation of the financial ratios. The Audit Committee must verify whether the budget tabled is sufficient to accomplish the STBIP and ITP goals. Audit committees need to ensure that the tariff policies and the tariff increases established by management aligns with the municipality's integrated development plan, service delivery and budget implementation plan and budget. Reviewing the quality of in-year management and monthly and or quarterly reports submitted in terms of the PFMA and DORA. Audit committees need to verify that the supply chain management processes complies with the public sector supply chain management framework established by National Treasury. Let's move on to performance management. The Audit Committee is required to review and provide feedback on the consistency between planning documents, the budget, and performance agreements of officials. The committee is also responsible for examining the quarterly performance management reports prepared by the internal audit function to assess progress and any potential issues. Additionally, the Audit Committee is required to review the performance management system and provide recommendations to the accounting officer through an Audit Committee report twice annually. Now, let's talk about combined assurance. The duties executed by the Audit Committee includes the following: reviewing the combined assurance framework and model to ensure they're effectively designed, ensuring that the principles of combined assurance are incorporated into the committee's charter, and overseeing the progress of implementation of combined assurance within the municipality, making sure it's carried out as planned. These steps help to ensure that assurance activities are coordinated and that the risks are being effectively managed across the municipality. The Audit Committee is tasked with providing oversight to senior management on the implementation and evaluation of internal controls. This responsibility includes verifying the following: whether internal controls are in place within the municipality that are operating efficiently and effectively as they are designed to. Is management regularly monitoring the implementation of these controls in a timely manner? Is there a clear documented criterion to evaluate the effectiveness of the controls? And Are corrective actions being taken to address any controls that might have been identified as defective? When it comes to compliance, the Audit Committee has a set of duties. This includes that they must ensure that policies are in place to promote compliance, internal policy adherence, and alignment with the legislative requirements. The committee needs to verify if the municipality has processes in place to address compliance with legislation and key policies in a timely manner. It is also the duty to determine if management has appropriately addressed legal and compliance risk as part of the municipality's overall risk management plan. The committee should confirm that internal audit has included legal and compliance audits in the annual plan. Finally, the Audit Committee must review compliance with in-year reporting requirements to ensure all obligations are being met. These responsibilities help ensure that the municipality remains in full compliance with internal policies and external regulations. For ICT, it is essential that feedback is provided to the Audit Committee on both the status of existing systems and also any new policies or systems that have been implemented. The Audit Committee is responsible for reviewing the implementation of technology across the municipality, which includes systems used by external vendors such as electricity providers, as well as internal audit software. Reviewing whether adequate resources are available to ensure that the ICT unit can function efficiently and effectively. And reviewing assurance reports from management, internal audit, the Auditor General, and other assurance providers. These reports focus on the operational effectiveness of risk and control matters, including those related to ICT and fraud risks. These responsibilities ensure that the municipalities' ICT systems are not only up to date, but also secure and properly managed. The Audit Committee is required to submit an annual report to the Municipal Public Accounts Committee, known as the MPAC. This report must include an overview of the work carried out by the internal audit function, an evaluation of the effectiveness of internal controls implemented to mitigate risks, and a summary of the key issues identified in both internal and external audits, along with the corresponding recommendations and the follow-up monitoring process. This reporting obligation to the MPAC should be clearly outlined in the Audit Committee's charter, ensuring transparency and accountability in the committee's activities. The Audit Committee is required to submit a report that will be included in the annual report of the municipality. This report must include the duties that were executed by the Audit Committee for the financial year in respect of the following areas: internal audit, risk management, external audit, financial reporting, performance management, combined assurance, internal control, compliance, and information, communication, and technology (ICT). For Audit Committee members to effectively carry out their duties, here are some practical tips to enhance performance. Firstly, come prepared for each meeting. Make sure you thoroughly review all documentation sent prior to the meeting. Being familiar with the agenda and the materials in advance helps you actively engage in discussions and make informed decisions. Stay informed about current issues. To be a more proactive member of the municipality's audit committee, it is important that you stay up to date on external news that might affect the operations of the municipality and cause risks to realize. Examples include ESCOM tariff hikes or new legislation being introduced in the municipal space. And then, don't be afraid to ask tough questions. Effective audit committee members aren't afraid to ask difficult questions, even if they might cause some discomfort. However, it is important that these questions are being asked respectfully and professionally. Never feel intimidated by senior managers like the CFO or the municipal managers. Your roles is to ensure transparency and accountability. By staying prepared, informed, and confident, you can significantly enhance the effectiveness of your role as an audit committee member. For more detailed information about audit committees, we recommend the following resources. The Audit Committee Toolkit available on the National Treasury website. This toolkit is free to download and provides a comprehensive guide on the role of the Audit Committee and its importance in ensuring good governance within a municipality. Additionally, the Public Sector Audit Committee Forum documents provided by the Auditor General of South Africa are also valuable resources. You can access these documents through the provided web link. Thank you for watching. We hope this video has helped you, as Audit Committee members, to gain a clear understanding of what is expected in your role.